And we're live.
Okay, I'm going to post on Discord really quick.
It's funny because I hit go live and it sits there and thinks for a minute, and then it always shows live 5 seconds. So there's like it starts us 5 seconds in. So who knows what that first 5 seconds holds? I can't tell.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, it is.
Lost
it is
to the data of time.
We can just go on YouTube and look, but
No.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Not going to happen. Never going to watch it.
I'm never going to pull it up. All right, when you're ready.
So, you ready?
I don't know, dude. I'm just not really feeling it.
Feeling what? Podcast?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. I don't know. I guess. I'm just not feeling it.
So you're like not feeling like doing anything?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's it. Sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, I kind of need you to help me do the podcast. Do you think you could just I don't know, fake it for the next 90 minutes?
Sure thing, JD. Just like I always do.
You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
And this is Peterson.
And we're faking it.
Hey, guys. I am here. I am ready to record. Pumped for this episode. You guys are going to love it.
Some of us are better at faking it than others.
That's all I had. That's all the juice I had. Hold on. Let me take another sip of Mountain Dew.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. All right, our news this week is brought to us by Crave Cookies.
Crave!
You go to cravecookies.com. You can see the cookies we got on the menu this week. You can also use that website to find the Crave cookies near you, where you can go try our 6 cookies we have this week. But the thing is, you guys, on Valentine's Day, we are changing up the menu. We're going to have like 10 or 11 cookies available on Valentine's Day. It's going to be amazing. And I'll tell you the ones that are coming out that you're going to be able to choose from. So the ones you're looking at,
all of them are horny themed, right?
Yep. Well, it's, the first one's Better Than Sex.
Got it. Called it.
Chocolate Lava.
Oh, yeah.
It's just sexual in general. Strawberry Pop-Tart. Black Forest Cake. It's got that cherry in the middle.
Once you go Black Forest, you can never go back forest.
I
don't know.
And then finally, the Pink Sugar Cookie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always I can just put down 4 of those things in a row. They're so fucking good. Peterson, let it go.
2 in the pink, baby.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
I can't.
Go down to Crave Cookies. Maybe not on Valentine's Day. Spread it out. Make my life a little bit easier. Come the day before and maybe the day after Valentine's Day. You don't all need to come on Valentine's Day.
Everyone show up 7:30 p.m. Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Please,
we need a line
the
out the door. You and your loved one.
I'm gonna love it.
Go up and it'll be worth. I promise.
It's so much fun. All right, go to Crave Cookies and get your cookie on. The team behind Multiversus has been getting death threats after announcing that they're shutting the game down. Dude, a Blurcy nom.
Oh yeah, we got him.
We got to lead off with the Blurcy noms. This is fitting because we're doing Blurcy results this week.
Yeah, so we could be talking about this one in 1 year exactly.
It could be crazy. So you guys probably knew, didn't we? Did we not report on this? Is this news as well?
We did. So, kind of. Multiverses, they're going into their final season, and once that's over, it's done. They're shutting down.
Gone.
It's over. It was they gave
the end of May.
College try.
Yeah.
People are mad. People are mad because there's a few people.
Lots of people go to college twice.
How do you check the Steam? Doctors. How many people are on a Steam game?
Steam DB and then the game's name. So they will be shutting down at the end of May, and this is the fans who purchased the $100 Founders Packs. This game is free, mind you. So free that some people felt inclined to not only kick the game a couple dollars for, I don't know, coming out, they decided it needed 100 of their dollars. They love DC properties. That's their thing.
And one of the things, like one of the perks of getting the $100 pack is you get 30 character coins. So that
Characters
is
never came
you
out.
get to unlock the next
There's
30
one that's like
characters.
Banana Man, and everyone's like, why did we get Banana Man and not Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones?
And they're like, don't you like bananas?
And fucking this guy Tony Hune, the game director, is like, I don't know, we just didn't get around to Daenerys Targaryen, and everyone's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You're like,
That's
what
like
did
how
you
this
get
went
around
down.
to?
This guy in particular, for whatever reason, these fucking dorks that dropped $100 on the founders, who's like, WB. I love WB Discovery IPs. I love them so much. I want to give you $100 so I can potentially play. Who wants to play Smash Brothers as Daenerys Targaryen? Personally, I'd rather choose Banana Man, or where the fuck this guy's name.
He
They were
heard
really
Smash
about
and
Banana
Daenerys
Man.
Targaryen in the same sentence, and he was like, "Take my money." He didn't understand what it meant.
Banana Guard. What is Banana Guard?
What is
from Adventure Time? It's like a side background character from Adventure Time, and it just looks like a banana holding a spear.
It's fine. Like, look,
this is way better than Targaryen. I'm sorry, it's just better.
Look, is his kit any good? That's the real key.
Banana Man.
Banana
anyway,
Guard's
guys,
kit good.
Yeah, so Multiverses went from a mostly positive rating on Steam, mostly negative over the weekend. People were not happy about this announcement.
They made this announcement, review bomb.
Yeah. I think just as a factor of review bombing, if you're getting reviews of a number significant enough to move the needle, statistically, there's going to be at least a handful of death threats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I think like, it's 10%, maybe 8%.
Yeah. So if you have 5,000 people review bombing Multiverses, you're gonna catch some strays. But obviously, you're gonna catch a Blursty nom. So congrats, you dorks. $100 on a free to play game? You fucking deserved it.
Honestly, yeah, you deserve the death threat. In fact, send me your IP. I'll send you one. I'll send you the obligatory, just like a courtesy death threat.
I'll kill you, JD. I'm coming to your fucking house. I'll kill you and kill your dogs.
Thank you for the sound bit.
Civilization 7 has joined the latest trend of disappointing sequels, with its launch being described as a, quote, unfinished mess. All right, so inflammatory headline. I mean, I think this is being driven by more Dorcases. I don't know why there's such a... Oh, this is another Blursty nom, though.
Yeah.
I guess we could go with Blurst launch, but I'm starting to lean toward Blurst Gamer Rage. This game comes out today, or it's out now. If you're listening to this podcast, it's out, basically. So that's when it came out. And they've already released the deluxe edition to people who paid for the deluxe edition of Civilization 7 have access to the game now.
Guys, stop paying extra for games, I guess.
For 2 days early.
She's gonna start raging. This is what we're
and they're super pissed. 50. So I checked before, it was negative. It's now up to mixed with 11,800 reviews, and 52% of those are positive. But here's what's crazy. So people are saying, "Oh, there's janky UI, the artwork is bad, and it feels like a console port, like they ported a console game to PC." But also, it's sitting at like an 80 on Metacritic. So I feel like fans are way overreacting on this one. People that love Civilization seem to like this game. So I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. I'll wait till Jackson reviews it, because he's definitely play
this is like his game.
Like 7,000 hours on Civilization.
But
it's not weird.
Isn't it early access, or is it full release?
It'll be full release like tomorrow, the 11th, or today. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the people, like, what I've seen is people are complaining like, yeah, it's buggy and like it feels incomplete, which is a shame because these
It's weird that they
Civilization games
released
are.
that.
I know. Also, it doesn't look different enough for them to be like, for it to be so buggy and incomplete. So I don't know. I'm interested to try it. Is it on Game Pass?
Probably.
If it's
Honestly.
not on Game Pass, I'm definitely not gonna play it until Epic Games gives it to me for free. That's when I'll play it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not writing this game off, and I would not trust these reviews. But these fans did not like the artwork in Civilization 7.
The artwork.
Get a grip, guys. Get a fucking grip.
Honestly, the artwork makes me angry.
The artwork
I
is
look at the
bad.
artwork in it.
It makes me mad.
I'm
gonna go leave a terrible.
I'm gonna be an art
review on
critic.
Steam.
This art is bad.
I hate it. It makes me feel bad. Bad art. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has become the second highest grossing video game movie of all time.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. The number one is, of course, the Super Mario Brothers movie from the 80s. No, just kidding. The recent one.
Screw you, JD.
With Chris Pratt. It's earned 1.26 billion, which, having the power of that franchise and only clearing 1.5 billion, or not even clearing 1.5 billion, I'm like, you guys, I don't know. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, though, $462 million.
I guess why I'm surprised is it's a sequel, like it's a third, right?
Yeah,
And
this
it's
is the one.
making almost $1 billion.
This works
Half a
for me
bill?
because the other first two I didn't really hear shit about. But this one, I've had more people texting me about this movie. Word of
Same.
mouth on this one, because you see Jim Carrey's performance, and then like the movie's actually fucking good. Like the plot and everything's like pretty dope. And you're like, oh, yeah, I should tell people about this. And kids would like it. I don't know. This is
I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but
I haven't seen it. It's really good. You should see it in theaters if you can. Still, I
I
don't know.
honestly, I was just like, Sonic, like whatever. I only kind of like the first two is fine, but like it's crazy how much money. I mean, I'm wondering is like, was it just release time? Like they released it the
It was
right
a good window,
time?
I think.
People are ready for it, and like, because I know like everybody I know went and saw it. So yeah, I don't know, but good for them. Honestly, I like
these
this.
long nights. You got to go do something. You got to go see movies.
I just like to see. I just like to see studios making decent video game movies and making money off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's Borderlands, yeah, I want to trash that all day. But look,
That's
they're
gonna make,
not.
like,
They
$12
didn't do
million.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
These guys have made like again, in my opinion, what's like a B tier movie. Like it's not great, but hey, it's cheap entertainment. It's fun.
And you know what? It was from a weird, rare breed. Being a Sonic fan, this shit like fit the lore very well. And then a lot of the stuff is straight out of the games. Like,
Take notes.
and not
movie
like the early
developers.
games. This is out of like, I guess, kind of more recent games. I don't know. It's just crazy to see games I played in my childhood up on the screen, like playing out in those stories.
Finally,
just some perspective for that 462 million that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 cleared. Detective Pikachu was 450 million. So
it was a good movie too.
That was a great one. Everyone saw that, but the Sonic has surpassed that. Also, Warcraft,
Sonic 3.
Sonic 3, yeah, sorry. Yeah, if you count the whole trilogy, it's probably pushing anyway.
Profitable
Warcraft
trilogy
earned 439 million, and then let's see, Rampage, Uncharted, and the second Sonic Hedgehog movie were 428 million, 407 million, and 405 million. So yeah, I think all three Sonic movies taken together are getting close to that Mario figure, which
bro. It's the most successful video game movie franchise that we have.
Ever.
It's Sonic. Like that's crazy.
And I don't think they're going to stop with 3. And they've got that Knuckles series already. I could easily see them doing cranking a couple more out, Fast and the Furious style. James Marsden's like, dude, I got my fucking ticket. You got to look at these like kids movie franchises, these actors that are attached to it, like John Leguizamo in Ice Age. Like that dude can just fucking coast for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And he just plays it. Sid the Sloth, like once a year, he goes in, records like a handful of lines, and like he makes a Billy. Like
He's making
all
so
of
much
these,
money.
and James Marsden's on the fucking teat now. He's on
Yeah.
that money train.
And honestly, Marsden is funny because he's always like, I feel like he's always that secondary character. I mean, he has been the main character in a few movies, but they're always like me types of movies. But
Yeah.
I've seen so many of them. Like, what
Mhm.
is his? He's like just he gets the
You know
right
what James
roles.
Marsden likes to play? Getting paid. That's what that dude fucking does. He gets paid. Not we're
that
talking
he
like
does.
3 movies a decade. Like that guy's out there hustling and earning.
Hey, I don't even know that much about James Marsden. Maybe I need to learn more about him. I need to go in and look at him. What's his family life like?
Just look at him without a shirt on.
All right, done. I'll do that.
Just saying. Just saying. NVIDIA's newest 50 series GPUs sold out online in just minutes. These are the RTX 5080 and RTX 5090. From the Jim saying they were selling them on Newegg, and they sold out in 20 minutes on Newegg.
It was like right away.
Which is just a joke. Jim Sang, the vice president of product management at Newegg, said, quote, "The overwhelming demand reaffirms the gaming and PC community's enthusiasm for the very best technology."
Well,
fuck you, dude. For our customers who have not yet been able to secure a GPU, we're committed to working with NVIDIA and our add-in board partners to ensure future restocks and continued availability. Dude, I feel like it's 5 years ago. This is fucking deja vu going all the way back to 2020 when all of this shit started and all the Bitcoin mining and all that crap, crypto farming became huge. And
you know what it is this time?
It never slowed down. What is it this time? Is it AI?
AI. So that's why people want them, because they run AI the best. And so it's like, okay, I thought, okay, legit. I was like, the crypto mining thing is kind of done. Like people aren't doing that. These next video cards are going to come out. They'll be accessible. Now it's AI. And I don't know, like companies are buying it. Like, I don't know. What a mess.
Dude, I got a 2070 Super, which I'm just gonna ride forever.
Still,
it's so funny. I had a I came to this one from a 970, and when I was 960, I had a 960 GPU, and once the cards were in like the 10 series and the 11 series, I was already feeling aged. But now they keep getting more expensive, and they keep releasing much higher numbers. And I, honest to God, don't feel like the difference. I feel like the difference between the 5080 and my 2070 Super, yeah, I guess I could notice it if I had a $5,000 monitor. Maybe I could notice the difference, but I feel like I'm not going to notice. I don't know what this is. Who are the people that are buying these at this point?
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like it's just for people who are like on the market for a new PC at the moment, and those people who are like, I gotta have all the newest.
I guess they're
one.
So are they saying they're $1,000? Is that like the retail?
Oh
no, they're like $1,500.
Yeah, and when they announced these, they said they were going to be cheaper. Do you remember that? They were like, yeah, and they announced them for like $500. So, and then you go to get one, and there's 50. They start at 1,500. So yeah. This other story on this, and I put this as a side story because I thought it was hilarious. So of course, a lot of scalpers pick these up. That's one thing. Scalpers love picking up the new graphics cards when they come out,
because they're selling them for $6,000, upwards of $6,000.
Yeah, $6,000 is where you can see
from
them
up from like
eBay.
1,500 where you buy them.
And so what people started doing, because a lot of times these scalpers, they buy them and they use a bot to get them. That's the quickest way to do it, easy way to do it. So what people started doing is they started posting these on eBay for $9,000.
Push up that price.
They're doing this for the scalpers because it says, if you're a human, on the listing. If you're a human, don't buy this. This is for a framed photo of the GPU, and a bot will go buy it because a bot doesn't understand that. It's incredible.
I just got the frame from Target. Do not buy if you're a human. I hope it works. Even once it works, it's fucking hilarious.
I love that so much. That's honestly like my hero type of thing. Like the person who's down to do that is incredible. I hope you make $50,000.
Yeah, seriously. That's the new. Yeah, that's the new growth market right there.
Scamming scalpers,
scamming bots, and scammers. There's got, dude. We're just gonna get it. Everyone's scamming everyone.
Just a loop. It's just a loop, a scam loop.
That's the whole economy. That's the entire U.S. economy. It's just people scamming each other. Like you come in to Crave Cookies, and you're like, "Can I get a sandwich?" And I'm like, "We don't make sandwiches." And they're like, "This is bullshit. I'm gonna sue you if you don't give me some cookies." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give you some cookies. Yeah, can you give me a $5? I'll break it, and then I give you back $0."
And then you sue them.
And then they're like, "What the fuck happened?" And I'm like, "Thank you for your business. Welcome to the scam economy."
We're closed now. You turn the open sign off, close the doors, call the police for trespassing.
Don't you ever come back here.
It's like, I gotta open a cookie restaurant.
A cookie scam scrunt. And all the cookies are hollow. You bite into them, just air comes out. We just wrap all the dough around balloons.
It's to use less balloons or less dough. We figured out that the cost of a balloon is cheaper than the dough itself. So
you bite into the cookie and it just like zips away like in a cartoon.
The cookie does. Just dropping crumbs as it zips off.
And they turn around to me to be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And they see that the counter I served their cookie on was a folding card table that I've already broken down and I'm running away with it.
Is that a cardboard box?
The whole store's cardboard, bitch. Bye, scammed. Enjoy your balloon cookies. I'm hopping a train to the next town.
Why is this so funny?
I'm gonna throw up.
Please do.
I would watch a TV show
you
about...
threw up from laughing at your own joke. That would be the highlight of my year.
This concept is killing me. Keep on scamming, scammers. I love scams. Rocksteady is reportedly working on a single-player Batman game.
Finally, I guess.
Scam. They're not working on it. They just said they are.
Have you seen? I saw this. Like a YouTube video. It's just like a funny little short video of like this guy pitches him a game, shows them. Did they post this on our Discord? Shows them the trailer and like, that was awesome. And they're like, "Oh, okay, when's it coming out?" And like, "Well, we're not actually working on it yet." And it's just nothing. It's just nothing. And they spent all their marketing budget on that of a game they haven't even started yet or written anything for. That's what I feel like video.
Yeah, it feels like Concord. They spent $200 million on a game. People got paid. The game technically came out and people kind of bought it. And then they just went away. The developers of Concord, they just scammed the shit out of everyone.
They picked up their cardboard box and ran off.
They got paid for 8 years and then they just cardboard boxed off to the next town.
Whoop, whoop. Just like,
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, hopped on, got their bindle and hopped on the train that was heading through town.
And WB Discovery's looking around like, "All right, who we got to scam to make up for this?" Apparently, this is who they're scamming investors. No, this is actually a lot of this came from a Schreier article in Bloomberg detailing Warner Brothers, like the state of affairs in the studio, where they're desperately chasing the few remaining IPs that they own, the successful gaming IPs, to their, certain death. So Monolith Productions was working on a Wonder Woman game, which was they had to reboot it after they switched directors last year. It's already cost $100 million.
What are we doing?
What is why? And it's not. And they were gonna use it was gonna use the Nemesis system. We were finally gonna with fucking Wonder Woman.
We were gonna get a Wonder Woman
Yeah!
Nemesis system game.
Well, we were scam. We were gonna get it from like a scam version of it.
Yeah.
Now they can't even get the scam version out.
No.
And then another thing, this Batman game was just kind of a quote from Jason's article about a upcoming single player game that's still years out. Who knows? Dude, here's the thing. There's no way that David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, one of the, I don't know, the CEO, the 15 CEOs they have, there's no way that dude's going to sit down for 16 straight financial meetings and just cover for the games business while they develop a new game over the course of years. This is why they're like, well, no, Wonder Woman, that's going to take an extra couple of months. No, it's fucking gone. And Multiverses, it's gone. Like anything that's not making them money immediately is gone. And they're looking at Hogwarts Legacy. Well, guys, Hogwarts Legacy is going to take at least 2-3 more years to make. The Hogwarts Legacy 2 or whatever the fuck.
At least.
So you think David Zaslav's going to cover for those guys? No, dude, he's going to sell them off. He's going to cut them. He's going to do layoffs at Avalanche. Like, there's no way this guy has the patience. We've seen what he's done over just the last couple of months, last couple of quarters. There's not going to be anything left because nothing is making him money fast enough. Now they're looking at single player games, which take a lot of patience.
Well, and you have to get it right because
perfect.
You have nothing to fall back on in a single player game.
Yeah, you can't.
It's like you're playing with your boys. Like the game is the game, and if they don't get it right, which they did with Hogwarts Legacy, and they used to with the Arkham Asylum games.
Yeah, all those Batman games were sick,
and they made a lot of money. People loved them, and then they stopped because we don't know. And that's what there's this.
Well, because they had to make a live service game because that was projected to make more money for them.
That's what they thought would make more money. There's a quote in here from David Zaslav, and he says, "We recognize the games business is substantially underperforming its potential right now. This is your fault. Like, this is you.
These fuckers in the gaming business. I don't know what they're doing down there.
These idiots.
They're making me look like an idiot.
Like, I want him to say, we in the C-suite have made several horrible calls in a row. Like, that's what they need to say, because that, honestly, they
own it.
They are sitting on what could potentially be just like a cash cow with a lot of their different. And I honestly, one thing I'll give Multiverses kudos for trying to do what they were doing. I think it was stupid, but they tried. They made a game that worked, that played okay. Just it can't compete with Smash Bros. But they have all these IPs. Just go do what has been successful in the past. Make Batman Arkham Asylum. Give us the Nemesis system in a game.
Please,
I can think
at
of
all. Just
give me 10 minutes. I'll write down a dozen WB properties that would be dope with the Nemesis system and how you make it work. Like, I don't understand what your quit having your like marketing folks or your business analysts running numbers from outside companies and what's making them successful, and talk to your developers and see what they think would be a successful game, and that's how you'll make money. But they're not going to do that. So anyway, I hope we get a new single player Batman game. That's what I'm hoping.
I hope that or Hogwarts Legacy 2 come out before Zaslav fucks them up. But
honestly, before he shuts down WB Games.
Yeah,
that's what
I'm done.
That's what I think it's heading.
Wait, is there a clip you're gonna play for this?
Dude, it's time for JD's sales report.
There it is. All right, JD sales report is the favorite. It's my favorite segment that it totally exists. It does. It's official now.
Is this a thing that we do?
It is now. Xbox hardware sales are down as Game Pass experiences record growth.
And this is for Q2.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. okay, so I was looking through this and I was really trying to understand these numbers because it's like this one's down, but these ones are super up. And I'm
Did
like,
it feel like they were kind of like
are they
goosing these
making money
numbers?
or not? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's what the whole time I was like, I don't understand if they're actually making money or not. So
And I think that's the goal for the investors, is that the investors aren't quite sure either.
it does say for revenue for 3 months ending December 31st, they are up 12% year on year. So I do think they had some highlights, and I do think they had a couple things saving them. Of course, Call of Duty Black Ops is going to make money. Is
Yeah.
it making Call of Duty money? No,
Apparently
but
not.
it's making money. But they also brought up the Indiana Jones game, which I haven't played. And honestly, I haven't even looked into that much. All I know is that everyone who has played it has said amazing things about it. It feels like it's like, gosh, should I go back and like take a look at it and play it? Like, I've heard so many good things that people are loving it, which I haven't heard about some of these other games like Star Wars. And so I'm like, maybe that's worth going into. But I think they did have a couple games kind of saving them a little bit.
Yeah,
Indiana
just the
Jones and
sheer
COD.
number of studios and properties that they have under them. Something's
Yeah.
got to take, which I think was the whole idea in the first place. But
And so here's the thing. Microsoft has been, I don't know what they've been doing recently. They've been fumbling as well quite a bit. But I do want to see them making money, but that's only because they have purchased several gaming studios that I want to see their games released. I want Bethesda, and I want what's the other one? I want these guys to come out with their games, these big studios that they bought. I want them to make their games. So I guess I want them to make money so they don't shut down beloved franchises that we're hoping we still make games from.
yeah. Also, Pokemon Trading Card Pocket has been estimated to have made $500 million in less than 3 months.
So crazy.
This is the power of mobile gaming. God, you get something that takes. People just click that $1, $2 thing. This is pocketgamer.biz citing figures from App Magic that estimated the digital card game hit $500 million in sales on February
crazy.
4th. That's just 97 days after launch. They're going to continue. I mean, they just released a new set. Have you seen it? I haven't even opened it yet.
Yeah. No, I saved up a ton of hourglasses, so I opened up right away 10 packs from each of the new ones.
Nice.
They're good. And there's a lot of like cool looking cards in there. But yeah,
sick.
That's I think one good thing too is they are releasing
they're going to do it
cards and
monthly
expansions at a good rate.
A full expansion like the one you just got, and then the next month is like the little one like they did. So like big one, little one, big one every month. So I mean because I was just saying on a recent episode, like, dude, if you're playing free to play, you get through like most of the content. If you're paying money for this, how are you not just like, how do you not have everything by now?
Have everything, I know.
But yeah, when they release them at that clip, you're never going to get them all. So also this article touched on the I didn't realize this trading system that we talked about last week, how terrible it was.
Yeah.
That they tried to make amends by gifting everyone enough like trading coins, because it's always some fucking crazy currency, enough trading coins to make 2 trades.
To like do it.
What the fuck? 2 trades? So they don't really want you trading in this game. Just why do they even put it in there? If they're trying to disincentivize it or make it so
it feels like end game stuff. Like I've got so much and I'm just trying to get one card. Like I guess
then don't call it trading card game pocket. Sorry. That's what people are going to want to do. They're going to want to trade a lot, and you've made a system where it's like really arduous to trade at all. I think that's fucking crazy.
They should make it like, because it's a collectible card game, right? They should have sets where you complete a set and then you actually like quote unquote sell it, and you get currency to buy more packs, like you would in real life. If you were like flipping cards, you get a bunch of cards, go to the shop, sell them, and you buy. You know what I mean? Like because there's no point to trading, I guess, unless you're like, I really want to get like I feel like none of the cards are too hard to get.
Yeah.
And so that's why I can't understand why you would trade. Unless they had like a goal, like I'm trying to complete this one set because then it does this thing and I can sell it off, to the virtual store for currency. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what the point is, but I don't know if I've talked to anyone who's actually done any trading yet.
Yeah, because it's impossible and they made it really difficult to do. So
Cool trading card game.
has not affected the sales. People don't care.
They've made so much money.
All right. Put on your bibs. It's time for some ribs.
Oh yeah.
Just 3. We got Steam adding a disclaimer for dead early access games. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Very Steam-esque. There are a lot of early access games that people are working on. They're early access and you can buy them, and then the developer just kind of goes dark. And
Just
Steam
like
now
stop updating.
stop telling anyone. So Steam now has a warning right under the early access tag that says this is an early access game, blah blah blah, and then it says the developer hasn't updated this game in like 14 months. And then on top of that, because there's Steam, there's also a spot underneath that for the developer to reply. The developer wants to leave a response like, yeah, my wife died, so I've been mourning for the last like 14 months, and so yeah, I'll come back to the game like later, so don't buy it right now, or something like that. Whatever the fuck. Steam has accounted for everything.
They do feel very, which is interesting in this day and age, but they feel very consumer friendly. Like they want to give you information. Hey, you're going to buy this game from us. Here's all the information about it. Like, yeah, because sometimes you see early access and you're like, oh, sick. There's going to be updates coming, And some of these games, there's just no updates, or they'll be like, it's been in early access for a decade, and like we're at like version 0.9874. You know what I mean?
Oh, close.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I do like this. I like this little extra little tag.
Also, a new Super Smash Brothers game seems likely. If you listen to Alex Jones, what is this? You wrote "seems likely" off of one word from the creative, the Smash Brothers creator Masahiro Sakuri. He posted the Nintendo Switch 2 direct date with a little "oh," and Peterson's like, "That's it, Smash Brothers."
Because
confirmed.
I put this in there because I wanted to do a Peterson prediction.
Nice.
This is coming out with a new Super Smash Bros. Game. It's happening. Guys, I'm telling you, I said 3 big games released with the Switch 2. We're at 2. This would make it number 3. And yeah, I'm happy to always be right.
Nostradamus tag. He wants it.
I do.
Last thing here is the Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick feels very confident about GTA 6's release date. He did invoke the jinx, which I appreciated that. He said, I don't want to jinx it. But he said there's always risk of slippage, but that the company feels really good about GTA in fall of this year, coming out fall of this year. I got to say, there's no way.
What do you think?
There's no fucking way. And also, he's hedging his bets here. I don't think he even seems that confident. I think he's doing this. You know why he's really doing this? Is playing fucking mind games with EA and Activision and all these other big studios that are literally designing their release schedule for the next year and a half around GTA 6's release. They don't want to be within 4 weeks of that shit, if not longer, if not 4 months.
Yeah.
So the fact that this guy gets out there and he's like, hey, I don't know, could be this year. And when they delay
pretty good about it
in August, all these other studios, and you're like, you motherfucks. We're not going to get any games this year because Strauss Zelnick's just going to tease all the big ones out.
Honestly, if I was a studio head and I had a big game release,
I'd aim for this fall.
I would aim for this fall. And when they say we're pushing it back to next year,
what's
you
left
say
here in this
skadoosh. Like my game is you have a direct ready where you say, here's our game and it is ready tomorrow. You can purchase it tomorrow.
And you find that 5 other game studios have done that, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh no!
Ah,
this
damn,
is
we
the
all
R
released
thing.
on the same day as GTA 6.
No.
And then Strauss Zelnick's like, oh, just kidding. We are releasing it. And then we get like 8 of the biggest games of the year on the same week. We're like,
And nobody buys any games because they're too like I
overwhelmed.
don't know what to buy. I guess I just play more Balatro on my phone.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, I guess I'll play some Angry Birds. Fuck this.
Kudos. Kudos. Kudos.
All right, kudos is our positivity segment. Peterson, what is this? What is this kudos? I'm
Yes,
so
I have
curious. I wanted
the-
to ask.
I have such a big kudos for this one too. I'm so stoked about it. It's a TV show that was recommended to me by like my boss at work, like our site lead. He was like, "Hey, you should watch this show called Landman." And it's on Paramount Plus. I don't remember. Yeah, Paramount Plus.
You have Paramount Plus?
It's it's my roaming one. I
Hmm.
had Peacock. Actually, I went to go cancel Peacock, and they were like, "Please stay." And I was like, "I don't want to." They're like filling out the thing. And like, I don't want to pay for it anymore. And they're like, "Would you stay for 99 cents a month for the next 6 months?" And I said, "Yeah, I will." So
Yeah,
then I just
that's
set an
so
alarm on my
totally.
phone
Yeah,
for 6
done.
months from now.
Thanks, you idiots.
So I get
Free
Peacock
free
for
money.
99 cents. And then I went and did Paramount Plus, and which I actually love Paramount Plus. It's one I love coming back to like annually, because then they have like a couple seasons of Survivor on there and go watch them all, and I love it. But Landman is on there, and I was like, "What's Landman?" And he's like, "Oh, it's about the oil fields in Texas. It's a drama of the oil fields out there." And I was like, "That sounds stupid." And he's like, "It's the same guy who made Yellowstone." And I don't know if you've watched Yellowstone.
No.
I love it. It's so good. And anyone who watches Yellowstone is gonna know, like, oh yeah, and it honestly feels a lot like Yellowstone feels. Like rich people. There's a lot of craziness happening, people freaking dying,
Mhm.
and like everything's like outside of the law a little bit. And then he even has like the same tropes of like in Yellowstone, his daughter is like the craziest lady you've ever seen in your life, but like there's a guy who's hopelessly in love with her, and he's so patient with her, and he said that whole relationship dynamic, he's a great guy to her. Same type of thing. The main character in this is Billy Bob Thornton, played by Billy
Nice.
Bob, which I don't even like Billy Bob.
Is it
He
because of his
honestly,
name and how fucking stupid it is?
yeah, it is. Just everything about him just kind of rubs me the wrong way. But he is so good in it, so good in it. So Billy Bob Thornton, he's a what's called a landman. So he works for one of these big oil companies, not one of the huge ones like Chevron, like one of the smaller ones, but they're still like the owner's like a billionaire type of thing. He was played by John Hamm, is the owner, and Billy Bob Thornton is his like go-to guy for everything. He's out on the ground and he's making all the calls, and he's dealing with the cartel who's out there because it's right on the border in Texas, and they're like, "Hey, we're running this land." He's like, "Well, you want to this oil companies like, what are you gonna do?" And so they're all like button heads. It's so good. Honestly, it's so good. One season is out right now. I just finished it last night. I could not have binged
You were
it
such
harder.
a sucker for the Yellowstone universe. Yeah, you gotta watch that like 1827 show. You
I
got
watched all
sorts
of those.
Oh my god.
I already
This
watched
is-
them all.
This is like people 20 years older than us and like NCIS spin-offs. That's like you now.
Dude, they're
That's the
good
new
though.
generation is
They're
just,
good
like,
though. It's just like
old people. It's like applesauce.
look,
TV applesauce.
there's something fun about watching modern Wild West, which is essentially the genre this is.
That's
'cause it
true. We
takes
don't get a
place
lot of
in
new
the-
westerns.
This takes place in like the modern world. There's like lawyers coming in and stuff and like all these crazy things, but it is the Wild West. These people are like killing each other and just like hiding it. And they're like, yeah, so they got places where they dump bodies, and that's like what they've been doing for decades, right? Everything's
Everyone's got a
outside of
body
the
hole.
law. They really do in these shows. Everything's outside of the law. They're like the sheriff's in on it too. He's like
Sheriff's got a body hole.
he's like he calls the
Like a
sheriff on
personal
this one
body hole.
episode, and he's gonna go rough some guys up, and he's like, hey, give me a 10-minute head start, and then you show up and you can pick them up. And he goes over there, just like beats these guys with the friggin' gigantic wrench, and then the sheriff shows up and he's like, they're all yours now, and just shakes him. Like everything's like that. And so I think the genre is modern Wild West, where it's like it feels kind of good to watch some chaos go down in the modern world. And the lawyers are always like, you can't do that. And they're like, you don't know what it's like out here in
the body
Midlands.
hole, bitch.
Yeah. Anyway, so Landman, if you like Yellowstone at all, which you should, everyone should, it's very good. Landman is fantastic. Every episode ends at a point where you're like, what? And then
If you're old enough to have had a prostate exam, you're gonna fucking love this show.
you know what? I want you to go watch it, JD. I would give you my Paramount Plus login if I knew what it was. It's just attached to my Amazon
I'd have to get my
Prime account.
spectacles out to read it.
It's attached to Amazon Prime, so it's like you want my Amazon login. That's dangerous. So anyway, everyone should watch it. Honestly, one of the best shows I've watched in a little while. I've really enjoyed it. Landman, Billy Bob Thornton.
I have a kudos for Post Malonios.
What?
What do we call those? They're Oreos. Post Malone Oreos.
Oh, the post. Okay, I was
Post
like,
Malone
is this a
Oreos.
cereal? What are you talking about?
Yeah. They are. It's like a chocolate Oreo, and then the filling is salted caramel and shortbread.
Yeah,
Swirl?
something like that.
And then Patrick in our chat says Post Malorios. There it is.
Post
you.
Malorios.
Oh, it's good to have help. Post Malorios. They're dope. They're dope. Honestly, I haven't had a new Oreo flavor in a minute because I haven't been like super inspired by any of the new ones they've been rolling out.
Absolutely. I
And
used
look at
to
'em.
buy all of them, and I look at
Mhm.
them, I'm like, not
Mhm.
into it.
It's not doing it for me. So these are the first ones, and I wasn't going to get these because I feel like I've kind of been turned off Oreo entirely. But my sister got me a package and brought it to me, and I've been housing these Oreos. They're fucking good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good. Post Malorios.
Post Malorios.
Stamp of approval. Get
Oh,
these
good.
things. Oh, and they have like, I don't know, Post Malone's like logo. I don't know. Here's the thing. I feel like such an old fuck that's like, who are the Beatles? But I can't name a Post Malone song. And if I heard his music, I wouldn't recognize it.
You would recognize.
I have
one
not
of them.
been avoiding it. I just haven't come across it.
I'm gonna make that the outro music. Post Malone.
Yeah.
You know a Post Malone song. I'm sure you do.
No, I'm not denying that, but like I don't know them. I don't know if I heard the song, it's like, oh, I've heard this before, but I did not know it was Post Malone. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't. He lives here in Utah.
He's my neighbor. He lives just like
Okay,
a mile
don't-
away from me.
Okay, Richie Rich.
He
over
lives up
here.
the hill. We'll just say that. He
Yeah.
lives up the hill. I live down in the foothills, below the foothills.
He's looking down on you with his arms crossed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick in the chat gave us we've got an impromptu dose from Patrick. He said a brand of sparkling water called Orabora, A-U-R-A Bora. Herbal sparkling waters. Try to
No
cut out
citric
citric acid. Okay. Orabora. So if you see it, check it out. Is it that like sparkling water that's like hints at flavor and there's no, because I don't love
That's all of them.
I don't love that. I want it sweet. I
just want
honestly
a Diet Coke pumped with a bunch of flavor syrups now. Oops.
when someone
fucking
gives me
hooked
one
on
of those
that.
sparkling waters, with no sweetener in it,
Yeah.
I
just put
legit-
Splenda in it.
go get simple syrup and just add it in there. I make it a
Yeah.
soda.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm like, much better.
And a bunch of sugar, and you're like, okay, we're back to where I wanted it.
Ooh, yeah, I don't want to be healthy. I don't even know we have a sound bit for this.
Yeah, I guess not. It's Blursties. It's the results. You guys voted. We did it. It's over. Now we get a break. The Blursties are our celebration of all the worst things that happen in the world of gaming over the course of the year. And we just did our most recent Blursties for 2024. We submitted all of our categories, and you guys voted. And vote
did.
you guys did.
I did too. I finally voted. I kept forgetting, and I finally did it.
So here's where we're at. And these are Peterson and I haven't checked these results. This is
Just
going to
live.
be a surprise.
I meant to go look. I had it open, got distracted, didn't do it. So now I'm here. I need to hear it.
Okay, so we're starting with biggest disappointment.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through all of them or just announce the winner?
Just give us the winner.
The winner is with 60% of the vote
Okay.
is A Year of Endless Layoffs. That was a big disappointment. I was
Yeah.
very disappointed.
Just the gaming industry as a whole, I think, is the biggest disappointment from this last year. And we've said this many times, and I'll continue to reiterate it. I think we are going to feel the effects of the last 2 years for the next 5 years, at least.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it is hugely disappointing. I'm with you on that one.
Most overrated with 46% of the vote, but it definitely beat out everything else, was Zuckerberg's Civilization rating. Fantastic.
He overrated himself. Zuck Civ
Zuck
rating.
with a Blursty did not see that coming, honestly.
That's pretty funny.
Worst sequel goes to Halo Season 2.
Oh, I think honestly, I think that's a good one. What was the percentage on that one?
46%.
Okay. So yeah, Halo Season 2. I mean, honestly, it wasn't a horrible year for sequels in general. We had a hard time filling out this category.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Season 2 shouldn't have even existed, if I'm being honest.
All right, next up here is a tie
Oh.
for worst name. Which, if any category is going to have a tie, it's going to be this one. Because usually there's a lot of really bad.
It's hard to
secrets.
pick.
We've got two, and they're split right down the middle between our fan favorite and our podcast favorite. So the fan favorite, the logical Blursty, goes to and most in the spirit of this Blursty, Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah, that was Phil's nomination.
Yeah, tied, of course, is Black Nut. Anything that makes Peterson laugh this hard,
Black Nut, come on,
to beat out.
If you...
Dude, is there anything worse? The only thing worse than getting a Blursty is getting half a Blursty.
Half
it doesn't even stand up on your desk. You put it up there and you have to prop it against something else because it's gonna fall over. Maybe
no, wait, you know it's like two parts. Like you get the toilet, I get
you just
the lady.
Get the bottom.
You have to combine them.
Yeah, you get half a Blursty. We cut it in half hamburger style. You get the bottom.
Yeah.
You get the base.
And like a little bit of ketchup on it. But yes, Black Nut, come on. That is the stupidest, worst name I've ever heard. Out. Black Nut? That's worse than Blue Hole.
It's right up there.
Put them together though. You got a
worst decision. Pretty clear decision here. Pretty clear win with 53% of the vote. Was Sony forcing Helldivers 2 PC players to create a PlayStation login in order to continue to play the game they had already purchased.
This is Sony just shooting themselves in the foot yet again, which they got really good at this last year.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the game was so wildly successful. Like they could barely keep the servers going. Like that's how many people were just stoked on this game, having a great time playing it. And then they just
got to get
put
some
a halt to that.
We got to collect some emails, you guys.
Let's slow this down.
Mm-hmm.
And then
not working for us.
The community's response was one of my favorite responses in gaming, maybe ever, where they all just went and just drove the score
view bombing
all the way down, but like we're doing it in a very Helldivers fashion, saying we dive one, we dive all type of thing, and like that sort of thing. But then when they redid the decision, people actually pulled their reviews. Like perfect. This is the community being great, but yes, Sony being so stupid. I don't understand.
Next, yeah, I don't know. Next up, worst gamer rage. This was very hotly contested. So the winner only got 35% of the vote,
Oh.
but the winner is Silent Hill 2 remake not being sexy enough for fans.
Oh,
They didn't sex up the original Sony PlayStation 1 characters that were just polygons, and as an aside, sex assault survivors, and they did not make them sexy enough for fans. of the
I'm
game.
surprised. I'm a little surprised that one won. There were some really good ones in there, but yeah, I mean anything where I think what we've seen the trend being anything where gamers are mad about the characters not
The
being
sexiness.
sexy enough, like always
Yeah.
is a great blursty.
That was
because-
basically half of the fans mad about not enough sexiness was half of the Blurrsty results on this one. So
as Patrick says, we need sexy horror. If you're gonna make it scary, at least show me some boobs.
I better see at least a nipple or two. Worst launch with 50% Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones, it finally comes out after, I don't know, like 50 years of teasing. And it is just
Wow.
terrible. And no one could, but also Concord had 40%.
I thought Concord would get it
I thought
hands
Concord would get
down.
it, but Skull and Bones really had the build. Skull and Bones felt like a story that we were following for years and years, and we finally got to see it completed. Concord was a bit of a flash in the pan. It came out of nowhere. No one asked for it. No one was expecting it. And then just like a fart in the wind, it just disappeared. And we were like, what? What was that?
I think the best part about Skull and Bones launch for me is that it was fully what we have been expecting for several years.
Mm-hmm.
It was not
It was a
unexpected,
foregone conclusion. Nobody thought it was going to be good.
including Ubisoft. They tried to shut this game down at least 3 times. And the
Mhm.
Singapore government was like, not on our watch. You
Mm-mm.
promised that would be made here and you can't shut us down. And I think Ubisoft knew what this was going to be. And we all knew what this is going to be. Dude, good pick. Good pick.
This next one was the hottest contested one where almost everyone was just a dead heat. And a single vote made the difference on this one. Otherwise, it could have been a 5-way tie.
No way.
Yeah, but the winner went to with 27% of the vote went to for worst feature. Escape from Tarkov adding partisan.
You know what? I voted for this one. So I'm going to say it was my vote.
It was your vote that made
was-
the difference. And they say voting doesn't matter.
I do think this I didn't know about this because I don't play Tarkov, but once I looked into it, I was like mind boggled. And then I read some of the community reactions. Like
Yeah.
everybody hates
Sounds
this.
terrible.
It's just like a thing they added, like an NPC
No one was
boss,
asking for it.
which a lot of these games have that. Like Fortnite has NPC bosses just like around the map. And like that's a thing, but making one that's just like so OP and obnoxious, and if he's hunting you specifically, you're dead. He's gonna kill you. What a horrible decision in a game like Tarkov, where the games are long and intense. And then all of a sudden you just die from an NPC. Like that's the worst. Fortnite, you're like in and out of games constantly. It doesn't matter. Like if you die from an NPC, it's because you were trying to die. You were trying to kill him. You were trying
Yeah.
to fight him. So good one, guys. I like that.
All right, the last one. Nope, we have 2 more. Worst bug. This was a very clear winner. This is our I think our clearest winner of the entire voting with 60% goes to Minecraft's latest update that deletes people's worlds. Deleting a Minecraft world
That's unforgivable.
there are children who have thrown days-long tantrums over less.
Friendships have been lost over
Oh,
some
I'm
minor
certain.
griefing
Yeah.
on Minecraft servers. Your server being deleted, your world being
Unacceptable.
deleted. Yikes. That is unacceptable. That I agree on this one. That is the worst bug of the list. There were some decent ones, but that one takes the cake for me.
All right, and then this last one, another close one, another nail biter that just barely goes over for worst studio to Blizzard.
Oh,
Yeah, Blizzard, they collect them. They collect them here and there.
They always. I don't think
They
they've ever
probably-
not gotten one.
Yeah, no, they probably have the most fleshed out Blursty shelf.
Absolutely, dude. They have like 7 or 8 years of Blursties on their
Yeah,
shelf.
they have a lot of Blursties. But yeah, they really earned it this year. Just
It's crazy though. That is crazy because I do think there was some good contenders in there. I like Sony was so stupid this year.
yeah,
WB Games was absolutely
Gearbox with
ridiculous
the
this year.
Borderlands movie.
Yeah, I think there was a lot. This last couple years has been the year of studios just really showing who they are, of studio heads. Not this. Honestly, I don't blame the devs even a little bit for any of this stuff. This is the studio heads.
Yeah,
And they've shown who they are over the last couple years quite a bit. And I guess Blizzard just takes the cake. They're an oldie but a goodie. Like they keep jumping
an
in
oldie
there.
but a goodie. I like that. They're just reliable. We can just give them a standing nomination.
That's true.
They
Absolutely.
can just
can.
we just always know they're gonna get one. So those are the Blursty results. You guys, thank you so much. I know we've thanked you before, but let us thank you again. You make the Blursties happen each and every year. You submit your Blursty noms, you record awesome nominations for us, and you vote, and you make this whole thing a really fun process. It's our favorite time of the year. It's our favorite sods. It's putting together the Blursty sods and laughing at all the crazy shit we covered over the year. So thanks again. Blurst on?
Blurst on? We've never said that before. Don't try to start a new catchphrase.
Say that all the time.
We're like
You just-
8
You
years
just never
into this.
heard me say it before.
Blurst on!
Blurst on!
Toot toot!
That's what we say now. We say that all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sweet bit.
Studio game.
We got that cereal fame because you saying our names. We in the studio playing some Foodio games. That's right, it's Foodio games. Yeah, we playing Foodio games.
Foodio games. This one's an easy segment for us every single time because it's our two favorite things in the world and we just squish them together.
Honestly, so easy.
Food, we love it. Video games, also love it.
Like I
Well-
could talk. I should have a food podcast because that's what I could talk about more than anything in the world. So
Food podcast would be a challenge for us because we get so hungry we'd have to leave halfway through.
like, okay, hey, you want to go log out? I'll meet you halfway. We'll go.
Yeah. Oh, did you just say meat? Oh, I'm fucked. All right. So our Foodio games this week, very fittingly for anyone that just enjoyed that game. I didn't watch it last
You
weekend.
didn't? We had the Super Bowl on Sunday, big event. I mean, honestly, we watch a lot of NFL at my house. Mostly my wife just has it on. I usually fall asleep watching it and then go take a nap. But I do enjoy the Super Bowl just for I enjoy championships just for what they are. I like watching them. But Super Bowl is all about food. You know what I mean? That's the big piece of it. I spend more time figuring out what I'm going to make for the Super Bowl than actually caring about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, my biggest thing on the Super Bowl is making prop bets. If I don't like prop bets that year, what's the point of watching?
Yeah, this year's game was a beatdown. The Eagles absolutely just murdered the Chiefs, which is fantastic, and so it wasn't even a good game. But we're going to talk food, Super Bowl food, Super Bowl snacks.
Nothing like going to a Super Bowl party. Jackson and I we inherited essentially a Super Bowl party. When I was a kid growing up, Jackson always had a Super Bowl party that his folks would put together. And so I'd go over there with a bunch of friends and we'd do that. And then when Jackson and I moved out together, his parents would still make the same spread, pack it all up, bring it to our house, steal a few bites for themselves, and just peace.
That's so crazy. You've
Just
told me that
because-
before, and it's crazy.
Yeah, they loved making Super Bowl food, but they had to make way too much, and it was ridiculous to make it all, and they couldn't eat it all, so they would essentially donate it. So Jackson and I held over that party from our childhood well into our 20s. And it was super fun. Love a Super Bowl food. Love making food for the Super Bowl. That's always been my favorite part Let's start
It's
with
like
the class.
socializing and there's a game on. Like you're
Yeah,
just
the
like
best.
eating, hanging. I don't sit down and watch it.
And it's you never have to make health food. You don't have to put fucking like cottage
pretend.
cheese on Triscuits. Nah,
Don't
dude.
even
We're going
pretend.
all out. So let's start with the classic buffalo wings. Do you
Yep,
have
I
some
did that one.
buffalo wings? So because I'm already talking about it, I'll just tell my quick comparison. Jackson's parents, when they would make this awesome Super Bowl spread, one of the things they always made was homemade chicken wings. They were dope. However, one year they showed up to our house, and instead of like the metal kind of disposable tray of chicken wings, there was like a bucket of chicken wings from Wingers. Wingers, if you guys aren't from Utah, is like a Utah wing chain that used to have a bunch of locations. They whittled down to just like a handful. They had this like awesome sauce called Winger. I think it's
I don't
actually
like
called
it.
Awesome Sauce.
It's too sweet for me.
Yeah, it's like sticky sweet sauce. I fucking
Yeah.
love that shit. And so I asked Jackson, I was like, "Oh, did your parents decide to stop doing wings?" Or he said, "No, my dad didn't even realize that Wingers did like catering orders of wings." And he's like, "Oh, I like their wings so much more than ours." So he just started buying them. And he's like, "It's so much easier because wings are such a mess. And now I can just get them from Wingers and I like them more and they're more convenient." And so I was like, that was so funny because I mean, I liked them both, but I love Wingers wings and they seem so big. So I thought that was a funny little benefit. And what that made me think about was you, Peterson, buying a pre-built PC.
Yeah.
When you were just like, I was like, "Oh, you just got a pre-built?" You're like, "Yeah, I just figured it was easier." And then by the end of it, you're like, "Dude, this is the only thing. This is it. Like, this is what I'm doing from now on. Pre-built. Duh. Why was I even making my own wings? Why was I building my own PC? This is so dumb. The pre-built one is so much better. This is better than something I could make."
It's just so much easier. You don't have to worry about the stress of it all and like are these components gonna work together? Is it gonna fit? Like I don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, no, dude, just go pick up the bucket the day of the Super Bowl and take it home, and you're done. That's it.
It's an experience I've had and I don't necessarily feel the need to replicate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Uh
that's super funny. What did you put for
Okay.
buffalo wings?
So chicken wings, here's my thing. So I do make chicken wings every time. I make my own chicken wings. And I enjoy chicken wings. I love them. So chicken wings are a deck builder game. Here's why. I love a deck builder game. What do I hate in deck builders? I hate building my deck from scratch.
Yeah.
When I make chicken wings, honestly, I can't eat them because if you've ever made chicken wings from like the raw chicken wing, it's disgusting. It's got like the flabby skin on it. Sometimes you have to like go through and like there's an errant like little piece of feather still in there that didn't necessarily get plucked off. That happens quite a bit. Pretty common. It's gross. By the time I'm done prepping the wings ready to be fried, I'm like grossed out by them. So when they come out, I'm like, I don't want to eat these. Like that skin is just, I don't want to do it.
That's so funny.
I made chicken wings this year and ate like 4 because I made my own. I made a tequila lime sauce and it was so good. And so I was like, I got to try this out. And so it turned out really, really great. But chicken wings are a deck builder. I love deck builders. Love them. Please just give me a deck, though. I don't want to put it together. I want to go to Wingers and get my own. I want to get their chicken wings.
I don't want to do chicken.
I don't want to make
chicken wings, and like I love frying chicken. I've been getting way into frying chicken. I don't
other
fuck with
chicken. I'm
wings.
fine with chicken
No.
wings. I for
Those
some
go in
reason
the air fryer
I
or
don't
they
like
fuck
it.
off. Like if they're not already pre-made and I'm just heating them back up in the air fryer, I don't want anything to do with those.
I love that we had like the same answer almost, just slightly different.
Just let me let a
aspects of
restaurant
it.
with a big fucking basket fryer make my chicken wings. I don't want to do it.
Honestly, and I know people are picky about chicken wings, like from restaurants and stuff. I'm not that even picky about it. Like I just, as long as I don't have to make them myself.
All right. Did you have something for 7-layer bean dip?
Kind of. You do yours first, and I will do mine second.
7-layer bean dip for me is just like LAN parties. Just it's something that's only worth it. All the setup and time that goes into making it. If there's going to be a lot of people, the more people, the better. because you don't want to take home a half casserole dish.
You can't make a little bit of 7 layers.
No, and you have to make a whole casserole dish. And if you have to take home half of it, well, you're gonna snack on it like twice, maybe just a corner of it, and then you're gonna throw it out when it gets weird and rancid in your fridge like 2 weeks
I
later.
end up eating it as a meal twice, like as lunch. I'll eat,
and even then you still got a bunch left over. So it's like just like with a LAN party, if you go through all the trouble and you clear all the tables, you buy like 5 pizzas and 2 people show up, you're like, this is the worst thing ever. Why did I do this? We should have just gotten online. Yeah, this is dumb.
Okay, I didn't do 7-layer dip specifically. I did chips and dip. And let me tell you why. So you do chips and dip, right? The chips are super essential. Okay, for these, I'll tell you what it is, and I'll explain why. Chips and dip are porn games on Steam. So Steam porn games, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
Okay, the chips are essential. Like you gotta have a good chip. Like it's
gotta have porn.
good chip.
Yeah,
But nope. The porn is the
Nope.
dip, because the chips are just a dip delivery system. If you tried to just eat 7-layer bean dip or a cheesy nacho dip, or I made cocktail de camarón, right? And I
Mhm.
used chips to dip that in. If I just ate it with a spoon, I'd look like a freaking psychopath,
yeah,
right?
yep. They call Homeland Security on you.
Is essential. Even though that's not the reason. Come on, let's be honest. That's not the reason you're playing it.
It's a
You're
delivery
not playing
method.
it for the game. It's the delivery method for your porn. Just
Uh-huh.
like the chips are a delivery method for the dip
Yeah,
that
no, I'm
makes
with
it
you.
more accessible. So
Yeah.
I just did chips and dip in general are straight up porn games. You're doing it for the porn, but
Okay,
the game is the excuse.
gotcha. Crock-pot meatballs. You guys ever had these? People roll up to a party with these, and if you don't know what's in them, and you don't know how to make them, you're like, these are the most amazing fucking thing I've ever eaten.
These are
Who
great.
made
I
these?
love your
Let
recipe.
me tell you what the recipe is, folks. You go to Costco, you get a bag of Italian meatballs in the freezer section. You just dump an entire bag of those shits. You don't fucking weigh it. Don't count them. Just dump the whole bag in your.
It doesn't
crock pot.
matter. It doesn't
Then
matter. 'Cause
take
it was
an
$8.
entire bottle of barbecue sauce. Does it matter which one? No, it does not.
It doesn't.
Any
It
barbecue
doesn't.
sauce. In fact, you're stupid if you get a fancy one because they all taste the same at the end. Because the next thing you're gonna dump in there is an entire bottle of grape jelly. And you're like, JD, what's next? And I'm like, that's it, bro. Just turn it on. 4 hours later, you have a dish that people are like, what the fuck is this?
These
The
are
best
so
thing?
good.
Who's the Chef Ramsay that made these?
Dude, it took no effort. Zero effort.
And dude, I've tried to church it up. I tried to put in some sriracha.
Doesn't
I
matter
tried to
what-
put in
doesn't-
other
Why
stuff.
would you do that?
Doesn't fucking matter. Does not matter. Just do those 3 things. Turn the crock pot on for 4 hours, 2 hours on high. Who gives a fuck? It's all gonna taste the same. Crock pot meatballs are a classic
Dude,
for me.
wait, What's the game? I can't. What was the
Mods.
Oh,
Because everyone seems to think these are like the most amazing thing. Like, oh my god, the mods in Skyrim, they look so amazing. But they also seem to think they're so inaccessible. How could I ever see myself making these crockpot meatballs? How could I ever install
It must have
mods
been a
on
genius.
Skyrim? Yeah, guy is a fucking savant. No. It takes 2 seconds on Google and you can install mods. It takes 2 seconds on
is
Google.
this
and you can
directed at
make your
me?
own
I'm not doing it.
crock pot meatballs. Peterson, anyone can do crock mod meat mods.
I am not a freaking programmer. Okay, I can't just do mods.
You
I
can
don't
do mods.
understand.
Yeah, everyone, I encourage you. I think I'm blowing Patrick's mind on the chat right now. Google crock pot meatballs. You've had them at a party and you've thought to yourself, holy shit.
Man, someone brought their grandma's recipe. This is crazy.
No, dude. Nah, dude. They just went up with that grape jelly,
Okay,
barbecue sauce.
you know what's funny? I have
And
almost the
meatballs.
same thing, just a different meat. Because the one thing that we always had from Super Bowl parties was he said he's definitely not had those. Patrick, come on.
You will.
Come to a Super Bowl party, not like a nice one, like a kind of trashy Super Bowl party.
If you're eating food off of a folding table, you probably had these.
Yeah, that's where you get them. Folding table. If it's a like
It's
a
on folding
nice
table.
dining table, you haven't.
Mm-mm.
You probably not have them. Same thing, same exact thing, but Little Smokies. You know what I'm talking about? Those little
Mhm.
tiny sausages. it's the same thing. You go, oh man, these are so great. Everyone always does these. It's like a little tiny Vienna sausage hot dog looking things. I kid you not, the recipe is barbecue sauce and grape jelly. That's what you
Oh
put
yeah,
in.
same ones.
People are like, these are so good. And this is what I did. Little Smokies, because whenever I get them, and I didn't make them this year because last year I was like, why am I eating these? Like, I
What
don't
am I
even like
doing?
hot dogs that much.
Garbage.
And like, I don't like the sweet sauce that much. Like, what am I doing? And why am I eating this? And then I eat 15 of them because they're there. And I have a fork.
That was what I have for pigs in a blanket.
Oh,
Same
shoot.
exact idea here.
And so
Why am I eating these?
And I say that. Why am I playing this? I don't even like this game that much anymore. This is when I get into a gaming routine with my gaming crew, and we're just like, oh, I don't know, let's log in and play whatever, Marvel Rivals or whatever the game. I'm really enjoying that right now. But when we were playing Sea of Thieves, by the end we were just like, why are we playing this still? And it's just because that's what we. Shut up, Patrick. He said, I'm learning so much about white people. We like grape jelly and barbecue sauce.
That's how
I
we
don't know.
do. Fine
but yes,
dining.
Little Smokies are just when you get into a gaming routine, and by the end you're like, I don't even know why I like this. I'm like, why are we doing this? I'm not even like into it, and I still play for 2 more weeks every night.
I'm dipping them in mustard now. What are we doing?
And then the devs go and add something. I put like the devs go and add something else, and you're like, I don't know, this is interesting, I guess. Like, kind of stupid, but
I already have the toothpick, so I might as well have like 3 or 4 more.
And that's when you learn that these are just grape jelly, and you're like, what the freak? Like, what is this? This is garbage food, straight up. And I am still eating it as I'm having this revelation. Like, this is garbage food, and I eat 4 more.
Just not even chewing them, just bombing them straight down like a pill.
like
I had pigs.
I put my head back, they just straight down.
Kids hate when I do it, but that's how I have to eat them. Pigs in a blanket. Take Little Smokies. You wrap them in a little triangle of
Pillsbury croissant dough is how you do
bake
it.
Those things. So it's like mini hot dogs is the concept here.
And they call it pigs in a blanket to church it up.
They're so shitty. This is they always end up all shriveled and shitty because you have to bake them long enough that the croissant dough goes, and it's too long for the hot dogs. You just end up with these like shriveled little wiener dogs wrapped in like sticky. They're not good.
And you're like, oh yeah, but we've got a mustard to dip it in. And you're like, oh, that's better. I guess.
So I find myself, I will play. So I call these free to play multiplayer games. That's what these pigs in a blanket are for me. I'll play them if they're there, and if there's a big party going on. But otherwise, they're very mediocre. I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not making these for dinner. But if there's a lot of people playing a free to play multiplayer game, yeah, I'll jump in there and play with you guys. I'm not going to play it by myself, though. I'm not going to make those little fuckers by myself. They're disgusting. Yeah.
Honestly, there are better things. Here's a better alternative, and it's the same process. Bacon wrapped water chestnuts. Do that instead. Soak the water chestnuts in a sugar and soy sauce mix.
Why don't I just eat a golf ball?
No. What? No. And
water
then you
chestnuts are vile.
Then you wrap the bacon on it and you cook them in the oven.
Perfect. Oh, so like a bacon wrapped golf ball.
Golf ball, Jonathan. Unacceptable. They are so delicious.
What about a veggie tray? Do you have veggie tray on here?
I don't have veggie tray on my list.
You go to a Super Bowl party.
Don't.
There's a veggie tray. If you've invited
the obligatory veggie tray.
Yeah, statistically, if you get to 10 people or more invited to your Super Bowl party, you will have a veggie tray. This is
any potluck. Someone's bringing a veggie tray.
It's usually me. If I'm being honest, I fucking the veggie dip in those slaps, and I'm gonna eat all the baby carrots. And at least I know there's one thing that I like there. Oh yeah, I'll bring the veggie tray.
Okay,
that's my thing. For me, the veggie tray is I put phase 10 at game night. So you go to game night and someone's pulled out all the games. There's tabletop games and there's like competitive games and mystery games.
A couple party games.
but you've got just the humblest of card games. It could be Phase 10. It can be a number of games that are just like really easy and quick, like Farkle. You played Farkle?
Yeah.
Just like something like that. Dude, it's not going to be everyone's favorite, but you're probably going to sit down and bang out a game or two. Look, no one's going out of their way for the veggie tray, but if you're standing near it, yeah, you're going to grab a broccoli floret and you're going to dunk that in dip and just chomp that. Just one or two. Just like Phase 10, you're going to bang out a game or two.
Okay, I thought of one right when you
Okay.
said it immediately.
Veggie tray?
Because I had the response. The mental response was, why the freak did you bring the veggie tray? I'm not going to touch it. I promise you, when I've got 6 different types of meats, I'm not touching the veggie tray. Like, get out of here. I can friggin' eat a carrot whenever I want.
I can eat a carrot whenever I want. Put that on my fucking tombstone. Because that's fucking awesome.
He died of heart disease. I can eat a carrot whenever I want.
I just don't want to
I'm
right
gonna
now.
eat the chicken wings.
Fuck you. I'm going to eat chicken.
Fried chicken.
I find that I never actually want to eat a carrot, but I could if I wanted to.
So here's the thing. There's always a veggie tray. I never touch it. This because that's not what I want. I'm not at a Super Bowl party for the freaking vegetables. I'm at it for the garbage food. This is when you watch the Game Awards. This is them actually giving the awards. I don't care about the awards. Just show me game trailers. I'm not here for the veggies. I'm not here for the Game Awards. I'm here for the trailers. I'm here for the junk food. That's it. That's all I want. And then
That's
Patrick's
pretty
over here.
fair.
Look, Patrick and I run in different circles, I think. He said the veggie tray always gets eaten at my parties. It's probably a fancy veggie tray too. It's not like old brown
Crudité.
celery. honestly,
It's like parsnips.
still wouldn't eat it. Get your fancy veggie tray out of my trash party. Okay, I have Little Smokies. You can't put fancy veggies next to the Little Smokies.
You'll make the Little Smokies look sad. I have one more.
If you made Brussels sprouts, roasted Brussels sprouts, fried Brussels sprouts, I will eat those. I love a good fried Brussels sprout.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
keep going.
Last one for me, and I don't know if you have one for this one.
I have one more, but I don't know.
Nachos.
I don't have that. Falls in the porn one for me. So keep going.
Okay, so nachos. You know when you play a strategy game, when you're playing a game like Balatro or something, you've got to you can just play the game, and you can just like go through it and kind of just figure it out on your own, or you can go into the subreddit, you can go to the Discord, you can go to like the wiki and start like doing research and doing deep research on strategies and the best way to tackle these things. And I know some people aren't into that, and sometimes I'm not into it with certain games. I don't want to deal with that shit. I just want to play the game. But I feel like every time I do end up doing that, like with FTL, for example, I had to start doing that. The game opened up, and I feel like I had a lot like richer experience with the game because I was like not necessarily playing it right, but I was playing it to like it's the most to its extent. And so for me, this is like nachos, where you've got the 2 different types of nachos, where you can just do a plate of chips, and then you cover them in cheese, and that's just playing the game, and it's passable. You're getting the surface level
Sure.
of chips and cheese, but
It's like stadium nachos.
Yeah, the real way to do it is just like a layer of chips, a layer of cheese, a layer of ingredients, a layer of chips, a layer of cheese, a layer of chips, and then getting that layer throughout. And then when you get into the game, it's not just surface level because you have a more deep understanding of the game. So it's building your nachos the right way.
Remove the chips and it's all just porn.
All just cheesy porn.
Okay, I like that. I don't have one for nachos. Actually, my favorite part about this conversation is the back and forth with Patrick on the chat. Patrick is genuinely horrified about what we have going on at our parties, and I'm here
A
for
lot of
it.
barbecue sauce.
Like the weird amount of barbecue sauce. My last one was soda/beer. Okay, because this is important at Super Bowl parties specifically. And this is for me, this is gambling. And here's not because of running a gamble, but because look, I'm not trying to do. When I go to a Super Bowl party, I will drink 3 or 4 cans of soda just while I'm there because I'm just like drinking soda. It's like I'm not gonna drink water. I'm not a lunatic.
Right.
I'm not gonna wash down my freaking little Smokies with water. Got to wash it down with a dew.
Something brown.
with a freaking
Dr.
can of
brown. Yeah.
So listen, but I don't do that regularly. I drink at most 1 can of soda per day.
You don't drink a giant bucket of soda every day?
I do not.
It's
no,
weird.
1 can of soda at most. A lot of days I don't drink any soda. But and this is the same people for people are drinking beer. They go to a Super Bowl party and they smash 8 beers. Look, we're not trying to do this every night, but while I'm at this party, I have an excuse and I'm going to go ham. Just like when I'm gambling. Look, I'm not going to gamble every single day.
I'm not going to gamble small
at the casino.
Yeah.
I'm going to play. I'm not going to be like, hey, here's my $20. Like, I'm going to play and I'm going to go ham. But I'm not going to the casino every single day because I don't live in Vegas anymore. When I did go to Vegas, when I did live in Vegas, that was a problem. I'll admit. But yeah, that's the Super Bowl or the soda and the beer at the Super Bowl parties. They're gambling.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, well, that's Foodio Games. You guys, we had. I can post this in the Discord. I'll just post it in the Discord. You can tell me what your comparisons are.
And we're sorry, Patrick. I'm sorry.
Sorry if we offended any of you with our
Patrick. Patrick's offended. He's like really upset about this right now.
I don't blame him.
And yeah, I honestly appreciate it. I appreciate you. Got to sometimes put us at like you got to level us out a little bit.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice of Destiny.
Discord, and right when you posted it, it went over my Dice of Destiny bumper button, so I couldn't click it. Anyway, keep going.
Good troll. Dice of Destiny is this segment. It's a game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres assigned to it. Then we find a game in that genre, pick it, play it, review it. Last couple weeks ago, Peterson rolled a female protagonist game, and he chose a game called Enigma of Fear, which is a tight name.
It is a tight name. This is okay. Enigma of Fear is at its core, it's a mystery game. It is also a horror game, which I kind of realized, but not fully. It is fully a horror game. Absolutely. It's not necessarily scary, but that's the like vibe they're going for is horror. So what you are is you are a younger woman and you are a paranormal investigator. You are going into this. There's this place in the woods where there's this big house where the Strach, S-T-R-A-C-H, the Strach family has lived for several generations. And they live out there sectioned off from the rest of society. And they have their own little cult. And the cult is based off of fear. So whoever is feared the most is the leader of the cult. And everything's about fear, the god of fear. And they've got prophecies about the unhaunted one, right? So you're going in here because you are following up the disappearances of the last investigator crew that went in there. So a crew had gone in to investigate the Strach house and had disappeared. One of them was, I believe, your father. And so you're going in and you've got your crew and they're kind of sitting outside because technology doesn't necessarily work. You can't use a cell phone or anything in there. And so you're going in and the house is absolutely like the vibes are cultish everywhere. There are like just creepy writings and symbols on everything. There is like cut off pigs' heads in rooms and stuff. Like it's very cultish. And I would say it's a horror game because that's the ambiance is horror, but it's not scary. You're not like tense or scared at any point because the graphics are very cartoony, but not in like a it's in like a friendly cartoon type of graphic. And so you are going in and you're this lady and you have essentially a crowbar, a walkie-talkie, and a gun. This game does have a aspect combat to it. So there are blood zombies is what they're called, and they will pop up and you have to kill them. It says you can sneak up on them and one-shot them with your crowbar. I have not found that to be the case. I have found that if you sneak up on them and hit them once, they turn around and just start
And kill
murking you.
Yeah.
They don't kill you. I haven't died, but they work you over pretty good, and you find like health kits. Honestly, that part of the game is absolutely unnecessary. If it weren't for the boss fights, there are boss fights where you're like, okay, this is complete because the game is not a combat game.
Right.
At its core, it's not. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, I gotta do a boss fight where it is like you're telegraphing, the boss is telegraphing his moves, you have to dodge, block, hit. It's like you have to memorize his patterns, like you're playing a friggin' Souls-like game to beat him. So it's kind of weird in that respect. When you go into the game, you can put in what difficulty you want. Do you want normal difficulty or do you want it to be like a challenging? Normal difficulty, you can see your notes that you've taken. You can go in and like look at stuff in the past. Regular mode, you have to legit like take pictures with your cell phone and write it down to solve these puzzles and stuff.
Oh,
I
wow.
did the normal mode. I didn't do difficult mode. So you're going into this house and you're finding your team, the previous investigation team, has left clues for you via invisible ink all over the house, which is also pretty creepy because your flashlight has a UV mode, like a UV light, and you can see where they've written with invisible ink all over stuff. But you quickly realize there's a problem. Like the notes on there are like psycho. They're like crazy. And you're like, okay, something went down with this last team. And so you're going through and that's essentially the crux of the game is you're this investigator girl and you're trying to find what happens. One thing that's interesting, you have a dog that follows you around, which I thought would be cooler than it is. The only thing that the dog really does is if you hit tab on your keyboard, you can now control the dog instead of the girl. And you can go solve. There's a few puzzles that have to be solved by the dog, like little crawl spaces it has to go through. But that's it. It doesn't really do anything much. It just like follows you around and you can talk to it a little bit, like pet it type of thing. So that's the crux of it. I honestly have a lot of complaints about the game. First and foremost, the voice acting is so bad.
Oh.
It's like weird. Like the lines are read in the weirdest way. And then like you keep finding I hated that. There's one part of it I absolutely detested. You'd find these audio recordings and you'd listen to them and it's like they're kind of long. It's listening to it. It's a guy's voice. He's real frantic. He's breathing heavy. All right, so we found these clues from the Strzok family, and then he'll take a sip of his coffee. You learn he just loves coffee, and then you can hear him gulping on this audio file. And I hate swallowing sounds, and so I'm sitting here listening to this, and it happens a lot, like a lot.
At all.
So that was kind of annoying. The combat is not really that good. It's not hard, but it's like it's not really good. You use like right click to or left click to aim, right click or left click to aim, right click to shoot. It's really easy. I did end up taking pictures with my phone sometimes still. Because you'd come across something, you're like, this is definitely a clue. It doesn't hold your hand a lot. Like with the clues, it'll give you like enough hints. I did have to use the walkthrough at one point because I just could not figure out what I was supposed to do next. But once I realized, I needed to use the dog for this, and then it was fine. Overall, I bought this game for $20. I think the game is the ambiance of the game, the whole setting is really great. It's done really well. The sound design in terms of like the music and all of that is really good. The voice acting is really horrible and just kind of obnoxious. Overall, I would say I would just say it has overwhelming reviews on Steam. This game is for somebody. This is for
not good.
somebody. I don't think it's for most people, to be honest. I think this
Niche.
finds its audience and they really enjoy it. Again, it's not bad. And the story is cool. The story is very cool. At one point, when you kind of beat the first act, because you're looking for your dad. His name is Verity. You're looking for him. After you beat the first act, you can play as him and see what happened.
Oh,
You play as what happened. You're like, oh shoot, you're going through the same house. It's very cool. Like, and it has a totally different feel when you're playing as him because he has a sword and he like shreks the monster. Like, no problem. He just shreds them with his sword. So it feels different. And you're kind of seeing some of that, which is pretty cool. The story's great. I just didn't enjoy playing the game as much as I thought I would. I was a little disappointed by it. Like, there's a lot of things you can look at and read that just have no. There's like photos on the wall. You can look at all of them. It's kind of pull you into the story and in the investigation a little bit, but they don't really play a part in it. Like, you don't really need to remember it or anything like that. And there's a lot of that. A lot of little notes where you're like, I don't think this is even important. They just wanted to put this in there. So overall, I would say this is don't buy. I think again, this is the right audience will find this game. But I was not the right audience for this. Look, she one-shotted that thing. I did that 10 times and never worked.
yeah.
Anyway, this is Enigma of Fear. It was $20. I do not think it's worth $20. I would say this would be worth sub 15 easily, like 12, because it is well made. It's a long game. I didn't beat it, but I got pretty far. I won't continue playing it because I just didn't enjoy it that much, but I did. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep going for the podcast.
Right.
Again, vibe great, story great, game not that fun.
Not great. All right, well, we got to re-roll then. Let's figure out. Do you want odds or evens?
Give me odd.
Okay. It's a 5. Peterson's up again on the dice.
Okay, I'll
Do you want to
take it.
roll your own 20?
I don't have it on me. I brought him. I meant to bring him out and left him.
That's okay.
Great. I got to leave it in JD's
my
hands.
cursed one. Yeah, here we go. 3, which is a fighting game.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I don't love fighting games.
Yeah.
I gotta find a good one. Help me find a good one, guys.
Yeah.
I sometimes
Something-
post this in the
Ooh,
Discord.
multiverses. Here you get a really cool bonus. You spend
The final
$300.
season. The final season.
That's when you jump in. Didn't you do that with another game? Jumped in at the very end of it.
Maybe. I did play multiverses though already. I played it when it first came out.
So fighting is
Fine.
off the board, and turn-based strategy is now up again.
That's my genre. That's my genre.
Dude,
right
we are only 3 games away from sex being back on the board.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hell yeah! All right, here's how much
We're
you
gonna
can
roll it right away too. I just
Oh
know
yeah,
it.
instantly. 6 is your number. So any fighting game
Okay.
practically ever.
I'll write this on the dot. Oh, you got it? Okay. You got it.
Okay.
Peterson fighting game $60. I got it. Okay.
Easy peasy. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks to Patrick for hopping on and hanging out with us tonight. Guys, you can always subscribe to the podcast on YouTube or jump into our Discord. Actually, you should subscribe to the podcast everywhere just so you don't miss it. What if you miss it? Wouldn't you be so sad?
You would be horrified, to be honest.
Yeah. So to play us out, we've got the final boss music from Enigma of Fear. Peterson never met this final boss, but I bet it was so scary.
It's chaotic. I did fight one boss, and the music was pretty chaotic. I was trying to find that one, but I found this one instead.
All right. Well, I'm JD logging off.
And this is Peterson going AFK. All right, end stream.